The Move tool is a common tool used in Photoshop, and like its name suggests, you can move objects around, but you can also do so much more. It's usually located in the top of your toolbox, and sometimes I'll call it the black arrow, simply because that's what it looks like. With this tool, you need to be aware of what layer you're working on. So for instance, if I wanted to move this moon, I would need to make sure the moon layer is selected. If we look in our layers palette, you can see we've got a variety of layers. A tree layer, a grouping of all the buildings, and also the moon and the sky background. So if I wanted to move the moon, click on Moon Layer, and then click and drag it to its position. Now it doesn't matter where I click. I don't even have to click on the moon. I can still move it around. If I wanted to move one of these buildings, however, I would need to find the building to click on. So if I was just to click on this, it's still not going to select it until I choose the layer to move around. Sometimes it's beneficial to automatically select whatever I'm clicking on. You can do this with the Move tool by turning on the Auto Select feature in your top tool options. Notice that I have Auto Select Layer selected. You can also automatically select large groups of things. With Auto Select turned on, watch my Layers palette jump as I click on the different buildings. So it's automatically selecting the appropriate building, and therefore I can naturally move it around without having to select a layer by myself. So this is a great little tool to move and to use as you're moving things around. The next thing I would want to be able to do is to quickly and easily change the transform controls for my object. If I wanted to not only move its position but change the size of it, you can go up to Edit, down to Transform, and choose either Free Transform or one of the predefined transform. So if I chose Free Transform, it gives me my little bounding box to be able to scale it up and down. However, instead of going to Edit each time, if I turn on Show Transform Controls, now I've got my bounding box moving around these. Now it's not going to let me transform it until I click on the outer bounding box or the little center point. So I can move things around, but if I want to scale it with Transform Controls shown, I can click on the outer edge and then start to move things and scale them around. Apologies, it's starting to move around on me. And rescale it that way. So it's just a fancy, easy, handy way of being able to quickly change things and move them around using your Move tool. By default, I love having Auto Select and Show Transform controls turned on. Sometimes, however, the transform controls do get in the way, so I'll turn those off and you won't see the transform bounding box at that time.